All right, so today I want to talk about My Hero Ultra Rumble and I want to talk about the stats with the game and how the game is doing right now. So currently, as an approval rating, the game is sitting at roughly 66%. Okay, that's not great, but that's also not terrible. It could be worse, right? We'll talk about that more here in a little bit. And then currently the game has 1,695 players on it. Now I do want to start by saying this is only for Steam that we're looking at right here. So this approval rating and this amount of players is only on Steam. This does not take into account Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch. So if you were to add those in, you might actually have more players, right? But unfortunately, crossplay still is not a thing. We don't have those stats available to us, and we don't know when crossplay is going to be coming out. And so I think that is a large part of the reason that this is sitting at a 66%, and I think it's gone down since the last time I looked at it. And I think that is because they said they're working on crossplay. We are now in season 3 and we still don't have crossplay. We don't have any mention of crossplay. And I know that people who would like to participate in like custom games with their friends, maybe they're on Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, they're not able to. People who would like to just participate in normal games with their friends, they're not able to because crossplay still doesn't exist. And this is a game that feels like it should have launched with crossplay. Additionally, right, besides crossplay, they've just been kind of slow to get out content. I think season 3 has been a step in the right direction with the amount of content they're releasing, but then at the same time, season 3 has had its setbacks where they removed the login bonus of tickets. That was like the best way to get tickets, right? So there's been goods and bads, and so instead of like drastically raising the player count, I think people left the game at the same time because now they can't get the roll tickets and they're kind of upset because this game does present itself as a gacha game, and if you're playing it as a gacha game / battle royale and you're not able to summon on the banners at all free to play, you're gonna leave it because you're like, well, what's the point of me being here? So some people are going to spend money, they'll stick around for the game no matter what, but you know, there are definitely those people that play the game and they hope for that little bit of luck. But when you take away even the tiniest chance of luck, right, they're like, screw this, I'm out, I can't get anything, it's pay to win. So I understand people leaving. I understand people coming back for the new map, the quirk skill sets, for the twice it's going to be coming out mid-season. A lot of good stuff, right? So good stuff and bad stuff. I understand why this approval rating is the way it is. Now, if we scroll down a little bit and we look at the charts, okay, so at the beginning of November right here, or not beginning of November, end of November here, we were at 5,666 players. This is when we had an update, and then from here we kind of just continue to go down, and then for like December / January, we were at like 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 players, right? So that's kind of roughly where the game sat. And then recently with the season 3 update, we shot back up to 2,645 players, which is good. But then right after that, you know, as with any game, it tapers off a little bit, and we went down to around 1,600, 1,500, 1,700 players, okay? And we actually went all the way down to like 1,498, so almost 1,500 right there. But then we started an uptrend again, okay, back up to 1,800. So maybe 1,800 is like the new norm for My Hero Ultra Rumble, which would be good, because as of right now, we have 1,695 players. Within 24 hours, we have had 1,832 players online at the same time. Previously, for January and December, like I said, it was around 1,200. So that is a significant amount of players playing the game now compared to January and December. Granted, it's not as much as when the game launched. I'll fully admit that, because like all-time peak 46,591, we'll probably never reach those numbers again, okay? Unfortunately, just because that's like people hopping into the game wanting to try it for the first time, deciding it wasn't for them, right? But now we got like a fairly stable player count, and I'm happy that the player count has gone up, because that means that at least some of the stuff they've added into the game has been good, despite them, you know, removing the ticket login bonus. So goods and bads. And then as we scroll down here, we have some more data. We have store data. So right now the game is 1,564 in top sellers. That's not great, not terrible. The game has 28,000 followers. It has 10,000 positive reviews and 4,880 negative reviews, making that 67.57% of reviews right here, or rating that you get. So, you know, 10,000 positive reviews is pretty good. 4,000 Negative reviews though is still a lot. So yeah, and I've talked about the reviews before, so I'm not going to go over that in this video, but yeah, if you want, go check out some of those reviews, see why people dislike the game. It's probably what you're thinking, you know, with them not doing updates fast enough or bugs or things like that, right? And then if we look over here, we have Twitch stats. So yeah, Twitch stats are not the most you know, incentivizing thing to make people want to actually stream this game on Twitch. If you look at it, the all-time peak was 62,736 people watching My Hero Ultra Rumble. That was 4 months ago when the game launched. Now the 24-hour peak is 898 and viewers right now is 298. So it's not the greatest. I mean, 1,000 people watching the game basically is still decent, but definitely not as good as like 62,000 people watching the game, which is way, way, way better, right? And then owner estimations of how much the game is worth right here. Each one's different. Each one's a different company. They're all very different numbers. I'm not even going to get into like the guessing game there, but there's kind of their estimations of what the game is worth right now. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, this part is going to make you sad, but I don't want to hide anything from you guys, so I'm going to show you, okay? In September, we had 46,000 players. October, we had 37,000, and then something happened between October and November. I believe this was Aizawa's release and them not patching the bugs and a lot of problems. We dropped from 37,000 players down to 6,000 players, okay? That is rough, all right? And then it continues to drop from there. So November down to December, 6,000 down to 3,000 players, okay? And then from 3,000 players down to 2,645 players for January. And now we're in February, and this will get updated eventually. I'm interested to see because I think we might be on an uptrend here. We're not going to keep going down because I think we're going to go up in players from January to February potentially. That would be my hope. We'll see how that ends up going for the peak, but I think that will end up being how that goes. So that'll be really cool if we're starting to do an uptrend from here from February on, because now they made some good additions, they made some good fixes and things like that. I would love to see the game grow. Hopefully we're kind of at that point. Well, we're definitely at that point where we're going to see if the game lives or dies, being completely honest with you. So it all depends on the devs right now, what they're going to do with the game. So it could definitely grow. It could definitely shrink. I think custom games was a really good addition. I am looking forward to potentially hosting a tournament. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And so, yeah, there's a lot of good things they've added, quirk skill sets, all that stuff I've said before. But we'll just see how they end up. The biggest thing is going to be the gacha, how they handle the gacha with the removal of the login tickets, because now if the gacha is bad, which is half the game, people are going to leave. Half the game is gacha, half the game is battle royale. You have to have both things working correctly for this type of game to work, or just remove the gacha, which they won't do. I'll say that right now. Just remove the gacha though, and make us just pay $50 for the freaking quirk skill set. I'll pay that over potentially paying $300 for roles where I might not even get it, right? Which is why gacha is stupid. But in a game like this, at least, where it definitely is pay to win. But let's go ahead and take a look at something else I find interesting here for My Hero Ultra Rumble. All right, so here we have a list of the achievements for My Hero Ultra Rumble, and I don't know about you guys, but I have never really paused to take a look at these, and I assume they're going to be the same for PlayStation and Xbox as well. So we're just going to kind of look through these achievements, and maybe now you'll have something to work towards. So the first achievement that most people have, 90.2% of players have this achievement, is complete the tutorial. So that means 10% of players haven't done that. That means they logged into the game and literally just like deleted it. That's crazy. And then we have influencer, create a banner. 31% of players have done that. Amateur fighter, 12% of players have done that. Professional fighter, 3.5% of players have done that. That is reaching professional in ranked. Emblem collector, obtain 50 emblems. Elite, reach level 50. Mission agent, obtain 1,000 stars in missions in total. Ace attacker, KO 300 opponents in total in ranked matches. 0.9% of people have done that. Hero of battle, become champion 100 times in ranked matches. 0.3% of people have done that. Shopaholic, purchase an item at the shop 100 times in total. 0.3% of people. Collector, unlock 10 illustrations in gallery. I can't believe people haven't done this one. I don't think I've done this either, but like, I feel like it'd be somewhat easy to unlock 10 illustrations. Maybe people are just lazy or don't care about it, which is fair, but only 0.3% of people have done that. Lead cheerleader, send 10,000 likes in total. 0.2% of people have done that. Millionaire, obtain 1 million gold. I don't even know how people have done this, but 0.2% of people have done that. Superstar, get the highest rating 200 times in total in ranked match results. 0.2% of people have done that. And then Officer, the most coveted achievement, if you will, obtain 1 million agency points in total. Yeah, good luck with that. Somehow somebody's done this, apparently. 0.1% of people, or that's just like 0.000 something percent, and they just rounded up to 0.1. Maybe nobody's done that, but yeah, that's crazy. So I can't believe that people have done this one. Shigaraki is probably the most obtainable one. Get the highest rating 200 times in total in ranked matches. That's absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at how many of these I actually have. All right, so here are my achievements for My Hero Ultra Rumble. It says I have 7 out of 15, so I am almost halfway, 47%. So I have the Mission Agent, where I had to obtain 1,000 stars. I'm actually surprised I've done that one. Professional, reach pro rank, which I did. Reach player rank level 50. Okay, I've done that. I don't even know what level I am anymore. I don't really care or ever check. Amateur fighter, I've reached amateur rank, so if I'm pro, I obviously have amateur. And then collect 50 emblems, I've done that. I've created a banner, and I've completed the tutorial. So I definitely haven't done these harder ones where it's like KO opponents so many times in matches and things like that. The 10,000 likes one right here, that just takes forever to go through. You can go on like banners, and that just literally takes forever to do. I don't even know how you get 1 million gold. I guess just by playing a bunch and getting gold through the matches. I don't know. Some of these seem like long-term things that you have to obtain, not something you can really work towards. I mean, you could work towards the liking, right? You could just sit there and like all day, but that's like clicking simulator. That's just, it's not fun. Okay, unlocking 10 illustrations in the gallery seems pretty obtainable, so people can work towards that. But yeah, those are the achievements I have, and those are the achievements you guys can work towards. Let me know what you guys think of the achievements in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the game. Do you think it's going to start an uptrend, or do you think it's going to continue going down? I think we're at definitely a critical point for the game where we decide if it lives or dies. Obviously, I would like for it to live. I enjoy the game, but you know, I'm sure there's plenty of people who wouldn't like it to live because they are upset with the way they have handled the game, which is fair because they haven't handled it the best. But I feel like their communication, at least I will say this, has been open. So let me know all your guys' thoughts down in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.